morning, everybody. Welcome to Walnut Lodge's Yoga Flow on Saturday morning. It's 8:30. I'm at the Volant location. It's a beautiful day out there. I'm hoping for rain because the creek is lower than I've seen it. But I'll take this weather. So I see Lisa is there. Hey, Lisa. Nobody else, though. No one is saying hello to me, but that's okay. I have a sweatshirt on this morning because it's still not warm in my house. So we'll see if we can change that situation. You're going to need a chair today and a strap. And I have a block and I have a bolster over here. We might need the bolster. Some of you might not need. Some of you won't need this block. This is really only for people that don't like their heads dropping back. We're going to be doing some, easy, like the beginning form back bends. All right. So we're going to start with sun salutations. We won't need this for a little while, but we'll need it before the end. Alrighty. So let's come to the end of your mat. Stand on 2 feet. Just kind of figure out how that's going. Sit bones down, stomach up, feet are parallel. Press through the feet. Oh, I see Ron has joined us. Yay. Chest lift. Sun salutations go slow on Saturday morning. All right, press the hands. Feel the breath coming up through that circle of the arms. Press through the 3 points of the feet. Check to see if there's any kind of weird outward rotation going on in the hip sockets. Or inward. Feel the sit bones dropping down. Feel the back of the neck get nice and long. Relax the jaw. Just a couple more nice big inhales up the front and down the back. And then inhale, arms go up. Exhale. Slow forward fold. I'm actually going to put my hands between my knees. You can just hold your hands on your hips. We're going to hold this a little bit. So why am I doing this? This is a really nice little thing to know. If your low back is kind of sore in the morning or tight, if you just squeeze your arms, pull your sit bones back, keep that spine going nice and long. And then just wait for that hip to start releasing. Make sure that you keep the weight even. So doing this, I can feel how much tighter my left side is than my right side. And I'm just going to let my hips adjust. And I'm sliding down through. You can just keep your hands on your hips and do the same thing. But what I'm doing, what this does is it activates that inner thigh line. So if your outside line, that lateral line is tight, this really helps that just get into a better place. Just a couple more breaths. So you can see I'm just going down. I'm folding. That's what we're going for, the fold of the hip. And then hands down. Send your legs back. Plank position. Just feel your wrists, right? You can put your knees down. Just a little bit of rock back and forth. My wrists are always stiff on this first one. Keep your stomach lifted. And then we're going to go forward and down, just all the way to the ground. Extend your feet. Keep your hands there. And then anchor yourself, feet, pull the quads, drive the sit bones. Feel the chest extend, feel the shoulder blades going down into the hands. Just a couple of breaths here. To really anchor the sit bones. Feeling that tailbone reaching through your legs. Now on the next inhale, we're going to push down through the hands. Leave your knees down. Breathe that chest forward. Shoulders down. And then sit bones back. Tuck the toes. Feel the folds. We're going to tuck the toes. Go back to here. Feel what that's like. And then push yourself up. Down dog. Nice wide hands. Shift your weight to your right leg. Press that heel. Push from the fingers to that sit bone. Shift to the left. Make sure your foot is balanced, not rolling in or out. 3 points even, especially if you can get that heel to the ground. Keep pushing away from the fingers. Don't let your shoulder line just jam into the torso, the shoulder joint rather. And then press both just for a breath. Look front, inhale and jump. Exhale, pull. Holding this one. Get your chest down on your thighs. Relax your belly. Drop your head. Feel the 3 points. Release that, leading with the collarbone. Inhale, lengthen out. Arms up. Exhale. Arms down, palms together, Samastitihi. Just see what's different. And then the next 4, we're just going to go through them. Couple breaths here. And we go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, over. Inhale. Long spine. Step back. Keep your shoulders over your hands and down. Inhale. Up dog. Exhale. Press back. Breathe. Look front, inhale, jump. Exhale, pull. Face the knees. Inhale, lengthen. And come up. Exhale. Arms down. Inhale. Chest lift. Exhale. Over you go. Inhale. Lengthen. Step back, shoulders over your hands and down. Inhale. Up dog. Exhale. Breathe. Look front, inhale, jump, Exhale, pull, face to knees. Inhale, lengthen, and come up. Exhale, arms down, pull up your tights. Pull down your tops. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, over you go. Inhale, lengthen, step back, and down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back. Breathe. Look front, inhale, jump. Exhale, pull. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, over. Inhale, lengthen, step back, shoulders over your hands, forward and down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back. Breathe. Look front, inhale, jump. Exhale, pull. Inhale, lengthen, and come up. Exhale, arms down. Samastitihi. Just stay there a sec. Get a drink. I think I'm warm enough to take my sweatshirt off. Yeah, I think so. All right. So we're just standing in this Samastitihi position. Try to feel everything as even as you can. All right, Sun B. The first one, we're gonna just take steps, little steps, take it apart a little bit. Inhale, arms up. Now we're gonna go into, our knees are bent, we're gonna go into a squat here. I just add this because I like how this makes my hips start. So just down to a nice squat. Breathe, one. Now, inhale, hands down. Stretch your legs up. Just a forward bend, knees are lifted. Maybe you already had your forward bend, but I don't have mine yet. It's getting there. So I like to just give myself a chance to pull the kneecaps up as high as I can. Feel those quads work. And then feel that quad pull my pelvis forward on my legs as the sit bones go up. Try to keep your neck long and just breathe through your collarbones. And then on this round, let's just step back, down into that rod. Inhale, up dog. Go back to just table, and then step that right leg forward. Snug that right arm against your thigh, and then pull that knee to your midline and pull that hip back. And just take a couple of breaths here to just relax into your hip socket. That's all. It's morning. This is a little deeper, although what happens if you do that little squat? You know, the hips are a little bit more ready. Tuck that back toe under, stretch it to straight. Push from front to back, get the balance, keep it parallel. And then come on up. Arms just here by your ears on this one. Let that knee bend. So this is just going to help us pick that pelvis up a little bit. It's easier to pick the pelvis up with the knee bent. Trying to feel a vertical pelvis, that's what we're going for. And that quad is working. Sit bones are dropping. Balance is a little tricky here. That's also nice. Keep squaring up. Just a couple more. Now slowly stretch that back leg, tilt the pelvis, pay attention to that hip flexor, hands down, shoot the leg back. Nice plank, forward you go. Inhale, up dog. Couple breaths here. Press back, table. Left leg forward. Same thing. My hip's a little stiff this morning on this side, so I'm going to use a block. Pull that knee to the inside, pull the hip back. You can't go into a place that's too painful, because then all you do is resist. But if you put that block here, if your hip is tight, and then you just kind of relax, give it a minute, you can feel things adjusting. Tuck your back toe, press, feel the weight forward and back, and then slowly push up, knees bent, lift the pelvis, relax the shoulders, pull that left hip back, just breathe. Back leg's a little bent, keep that right sit bone down. As you keep the belly up, just keep lifting up through your chest. And then slowly forward we go, folding into that hip. Hands down, shoot that leg back. Down, inhale, up dog, chest lift. Exhale, press back. Down dog, breathe. So keep those thighs rolling in. Get the heels down. And then you're trying to work your head down eventually. Kind of what's nice sometimes, if you have a block right there, you can put your head on the block until you can get to the ground. Like I can get to the ground, but my heels would be a little up. Right now I'm just going to push those heels, roll the thighs in, push away from my fingers, and then just feel the extension from my head to my sit bones. You can give yourself, it's kind of strange, you can give yourself a little bit of a rest here in the shoulders, but the shoulders are on a bigger stretch than normal because they don't have to take so much weight. Couple more breaths here. Look front, inhale, jump, exhale, pull, inhale, lengthen, and come up. Now hold this one, feel your feet, drive your sit bones, lift the belly, push the chest up. Feel the hips go forward. Hips are opening. Sit bone is down. And then arms down. Palms together. Couple breaths right here. Press through the hands. Lift that chest up again. You know, what's nice about the Sun Bees is that hip flexor line at the front starts to open. Or maybe yours is already open. Takes me a while. All right, round 2. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, stretch. And over you go. Inhale, lengthen. Step or jump. And down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back. Step your right leg forward. Turn the back leg out. Stay there. Just one more. A little extended. So pull that right knee in. Pull the hip back. Find the foot in the back. Push that left hip forward. Feel the torso sinking into that right hip as that left hip opens a little bit more. Take the arms, inhale, push up, interlace, push long. Now lift the chest. Push that left hip forward, push through that back leg. Again, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push that left side forward, pull that right side back. Inhale, lift the chest. Push that left side forward, back leg is straight, push right side forward. Arms are up. Inhale, exhale. Slow fold. Send that leg back. And down. Up dog. Exhale, press back. Down dog. Push through your heels, just one breath. And then step left leg forward. Back leg turns out. Same thing. Just stay nice and low. Left knee in, left hip back. Push that right hip forward. Keep sinking into that left hip socket.
See, Ron said left hip sadness working at less of an angle.
Me too. Slowly push forward and up. Arms up. Right side forward. Pick up the chest. Push. Right side forward. Pick up the chest. Push. Right hip forward, right ribs forward, right heel back. Couple more breaths here. Breathe. Keep feeling the inside of that left thigh. Pull. So you keep that square. Keep reaching up. My arms are almost straight, right? And then release, slow fold. Leg back and down. Inhale, up dog, exhale, press back, breathe. Look, front. Inhale, jump. Exhale, pull. Inhale, lengthen. And up. Stay there. Keep lifting. Sit bones down. Chest goes up. Weight is even. And then arms down. Samastiti, just stay there, a couple breaths. So when my hips are stiff, I'm talking to Ron out there, I use these sun salutations like this with those long holds to just get more release in that left hip, because my left hip is tight also. And then as it loosens, you have more range, but you have to get down into that range to make that stronger. All right, so we're only going to do one more because we've already spent a half an hour just on sun salutations, which they're worth it, right? Especially for people that have issues. All right. One more, just going through. Inhale, arms up. Bend the knees. Lost my train of thought. And exhale, over you go. Inhale, long spine. Step or jump. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg. And push. Exhale, over and down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg and push. Exhale, over and down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. And look front. Inhale, jump. Exhale, pull. Inhale, lengthen, and stretch. All right. So for me, the test to see if the manipulations in the sun salutations work is my last jump forward. If my feet come parallel forward without that left leg throwing out into a lateral rotation, then I know that I've got that hip working parallel again. And so that's kind of the beauty of the sun salutations and a practice where you do repeated things right and left, because you can see your progress and you're more apt to stay with it, because are these that much fun? Well, if you're progressing, they're super fun, right? You get what you need in the morning. Everything is nice and loose now, and we can go into these back bending things. All right, I'm getting a drink. Come to your mat. Put your knees or feet together. Whatever touches first, roll them in. This is why it's nice to get the hips nice and parallel, right? Take your hands back, interlace, and stretch them to straight. And then roll the shoulders back. Drop your head down. First round. Just push that chest forward with your inhale. To see how tight everything is, the stomach is up, the tailbone is down. The 3 points of the feet are pushing. And you are inhaling your sternum and your collarbones forward, up, and out as the shoulder blades go down. And then on the exhale, you're just dropping your tailbone. Keep your chin down. And just focus everything on opening the chest to the front. And as you're focusing that chest forward, keep paying attention to how your feet are hitting the floor, because that'll give you clues as to what's going on higher, right? And maybe, once you take your stance here to work this, you start unwittingly contracting things in your hips to rotate out. You have to just feel your feet and release everything. A couple more of these. Just feeling that chest go forward. Keep working the stomach out, really pressing through the legs. And release that. Take your feet open, but parallel, and then just drop your head and your arms, right? And then feel the breath between your shoulder blades. And you don't just feel it, you use that breath to lift up. Lift up and spread those blades open. And then when you exhale, feel the weight of your head again, taking that down. So we're just trying to work the spine forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. And roll yourself up. Hands go to prayer position behind your back. Take the feet back in. Roll the thighs in, press the feet. Lift the stomach, drive the sit bones through the heels, pelvis forward. Open the elbows. Same thing. Chest is going forward and up. Hands are going down into the sacrum. Feel that line press through your feet. Pelvis is forward, right? Breathe. Just keep your chin down. Just opening the front of your shoulder. And for me, I need to spend some time just letting those wrists adjust to this. So just one thing at a time, right? But keep the big breath. And can you pull your stomach up without squeezing your butt? Because some of us rotate out when we squeeze our butt. Can you just relax your glutes? Push the sit bones down forward and then use more stomach to just get the pelvis. Now this is just especially for people that have that outward rotation problem. And I'm doing this because Ron is out there and I know that he has this issue in his left hip. It's really quite interesting. And then once you start letting that hip go, you know, you might feel weird pains and things on the shins, sometimes the outside of the knee, as the weight-bearing line changes a little bit when you release that rotation. Just a couple more here. Keep relaxing into it without letting go of the push into the floor and the reach of that chest forward. Can you do that? Yes, you can. And then just let that go. Take the feet open. Your wrists might need a little bit of rolling. And then drop your head and your shoulders, and then just another inch or so, right? Keep your sit bones dropping down, so now you're starting to feel that stretch through the low back. And then roll up. Grab your strap. And then make a shoulder width loop. Now I usually do this later in the sequence, but I added something for people that have trouble with the front of that shoulder. So I'm going to add it here. I've never put it in this place before. We'll see how it goes. All right, so shoulder width. Keep your feet apart but parallel. All right. Press open on that strap and roll the blades back, right? Now, use that force of the hands going out under the strap to pull the shoulders back a little bit more, right? And you're lifting that chest. You're feeling that sternum. It's starting to go, up. If you'd like to get it parallel to the ceiling. Feel the shoulder blades sliding under, right? But don't let your pelvis go. Keep your stomach lifted. We're trying to separate out the anchor, which is the pelvis, from this lift in the chest. It can be done. All right, keep those shoulders where they are, and then pull them down and pull them back, all right? So just going into the shoulder. It's really a flexion, but we like to talk about it as an extension because that's what it feels like. And I'm going to go back into the halo light. Look, I'm turning into an angel, right? And I'm going to turn sideways. My arms, they go fairly far back. I'm not Pammy Sue, that's for sure. All right. Wouldn't it be nice if Pammy Sue was here? Feet forward, tailbone down. Pull your belly up into your spine, right above the waist. Press through your feet. Now we're going to do a couple more pushes out on this strap. Inhale, push out. Exhale, let those shoulder blades slide down. Again, inhale, push out. Exhale, shoulder blades slide down. Again, inhale, Push out. Exhale, shoulder blades, they slide down. Just one more. Inhale, push out. Exhale, shoulder blades slide. Don't release the push. Now, look to your high corner of the room. Take your ribs, the bottom edge of the ribs, and breathe them forward and up. So feel this scoop, but don't let go of your low back. Keep those sit bones driving down into your feet. And just imagine your whole rib cage rotating. It's rotating, lower edge up, shoulder blades scooping into the back. Trying to get that rib cage parallel to the ceiling on top of a completely vertical pelvis and waist. Lots of stomach work here. Lots of back extension. Couple more breaths. Up, up, up. One more big inhale. And then come to vertical. Release the shoulders. Keep your feet where they are. Now we're going to go over a little bit more. So head, shoulders. Now lift your pubic bone up again and just try to hang from your waist. You can feel the low back. You can feel that length between the tailbone and the middle of your ribs get longer, right? So we're just trying to stretch through the lumbars. But if you pitch forward from your hips, you won't. So it's definitely a curve. Drop your head, relax your arms, don't let go of your strap. Breathe. And tailbone down. Roll yourself up. Release the shoulders back. All right. Now, take this strap, put it behind your back, and then put your wrists in it. All right. Now, it's very similar to what we just did, but it allows you to open your chest a little bit more, I think. I do this as a preparation for East stretch, and we're just going to do it right here. So your fingers are going to be pulling towards you, and my fingers are going to just kind of graze right on the outside of my thighs. I'm going to drive the sit bones down, and I'm going to push out. Now push out with the wrists and pull the shoulder blades down, pull your stomach. Yeah, so you can just get a little bit more work here because of what the arms have to do to push out on that strap. So we're lifting that sternum, right? Take your focus to the high corner of your room. Push out on the strap. And we're doing the same thing that you just did with the arms overhead. Scoop the lower ribs forward. Breathe it up. Pull your stomach, drive your sit bones, push. Now, take your focus to the ceiling if you can. You don't have to drop your head back, but just look up. Keep driving the sit bones and pulling the stomach on the exhale. Breathe it big. Keep pulling the stomach. Keep pushing out on the strap. Keep feeling the shoulder blades going underneath. And come up to vertical. Release the strap. Drop your head. Drop your shoulders. Drop to the waist. Stay there. Just keep lifting your belly up the front. And feel like you're going up and over some kind of railing or something, or a fence. And just allowing the upper body to relax. Now, keep the curve, knees are soft, and then just let your pelvis go. So the whole thing is just going to rock forward, hands to the floor, breathe. Keep the knees bent. Breathe into that whole spine, back of the neck to the tailbone. You can also just hold on to your elbows. We'll get more of a hang. Now we're going to put our hands down on the ground in front of us and straighten your legs. Lift the sit bones, press through the balls of the feet. Send the energy out your chest. So now you're just trying to straighten that line of your back. Feel what that is like. You know, we haven't done any, forward bending except for the sun salutations and that one little bit at the beginning of Sun B. But you can really feel your back here, and you can probably feel your sit bones reaching up. Mainly what I want you to feel is that push from the toes to the collarbone. So we're going to kind of integrate the back line in the spine, and we're stretching the line from the hamstrings through the glutes, because that line was working to hold us into the ground. And then bend the knees again, release, and then drop your tailbone and lift up, sequencing through that front line, coming all the way up to vertical. Just stand there, vertical. Shoulders are a lot more, my shoulders are a lot more open. Feel your legs press into the ground, right? All right, so checking that out. All right, we're gonna grab our chair. First I'm gonna get a drink. So this kind of back bending, I call this kind of the fountain of youth. It's how I start all of my back bending classes, because the difference between what we just did and dropping back into a back bend is just kind of a matter of degrees. So a lot of times people, once they hit 50, say, well, I can't do a back bend anymore. And, I say, well, now you really need to do the back bends. So this kind of work just really allows us to keep our spine fluid. Now, some people will want a blanket on this because we're going to do this spine roll down. All that core work, right? Makes you thirsty. So I don't need one. I got enough padding. I don't have a bony back. Excuse me. I'll tell you what, pollen's in the air, isn't it? All right, so if you don't have a chair like this, that's fine. You can do this on your couch. It's just nice, some people think it's nice, to have this edge, because where that edge hits your back just really allows you to focus on specific places. All right, so we're gonna slide down on our chair, lay down. Now I don't have a back on mine, so I can get all the way through. Even if on these kind of chairs with the back, some people can sneak their heads through. But what we're going to do is we're going to put, if you can, you're going to put the back of your skull on the chair and then slide forward until you feel just the back of your head, not the head where the skull hits the neck. And then put your hands here. So my head is on the chair. My hands are together. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades down. Now that chair is hitting me a little bit above my waist. Now I'm going to hold myself on the chair with my arms, and I'm going to try to relax my hips and let gravity take my pelvis down. Trying to bend just where the chair hits my back, which is easier said than done. And I like to pop up onto my toes because I have short shins, and it just gives me a better angle for the hips. But what we're trying to do is relax the pelvis and the legs and see if we can release enough through the hip flexor line. All right, this is front body stretch, to let those sit bones go closer to the floor.
Ron says that's his favorite thing.
Yeah, Ron, this is one of my favorite things too. Now, some people say this really hurts their spine, the chair pressing into their back. I can understand that. So if you need to put a blanket there, that would take that chair on bone pain away. Couple more breaths right here. My head is on the chair, your head is on the chair. But in another couple movements, your head's going to come up off the chair. So when we make this next change, that would be a nice time to grab your block if you're going to need it. Just one more breath here. All right, now pay attention to where your spine is hitting the chair and move just a couple inches. That's all. We're nowhere near the bottoms of our shoulder blades. We're going to go here, one more place, and then the bottoms of the shoulder blades. So you can feel your chin starting to reach up to the ceiling a little bit on this. Sit bones are going down. Chin is reaching up. You're relaxing the front of your hip sockets. Your shoulder blades are pulling down. Don't be surprised if you feel weird stretches in your belly. And you want to release the sit bones not only down, but later we're going to try to push them back towards the legs of the chair. So some of you can really just drop pretty vertical. I cannot do that. Keep breathing though, because it's the big breathing of the chest up towards the hands that is going to give you more of a stretch through your front body. I'm feeling stretched just right, where the ribs are starting to pop out of my belly. Keep breathing. Now, we're going to slide just another inch. We're still not at the base of our shoulder blades. That will be next. Hold on, drop your sit bones, breathe. All right, now again, slide down, feel that edge of the chair hit the bottom edges of your shoulder blades. Move my feet just a little bit. Hold on, breathe. Feel those shoulder blades, you know, they're underneath your back, right? You're literally laying your sternum on top of your shoulder blades, and that is parallel to the ceiling. That's what we're trying to get in the back bends, out of the upper back. We're trying to segment so that we can maximize our upper back. Keep breathing. All right, now this is our last place. You're going to go down to the floor if you can, or as low as you can. All right, now if you can't take it in the arms, then slide the hands down the sides of the chair. Breathe. Your head is probably off the chair right now. Mine is pretty far off. All right, now slide your hands down the sides, pull your jaw into your neck, and start pulling your chin down. Now, some of you might need to use your hands on your head. I just like the jaw back, chin down. You know, try to get a 1/4 of an inch. Pull, you know, to really just pull all those muscles in. So you feel that stretch in the front of your shoulders, right? Your chin is dropped down. So now we're just going to take our ribs and pull down a little bit. And you feel a little bit more stretch on the front of the shoulders. And we're just going to stay here, breathing this down. pulling our chin on our ribs down. Couple more. And then release your arms one at a time, because you sometimes don't even think they're going to work anymore, right? But they'll feel fabulous here in a couple minutes. Then cross your ankles, right? And then hang over. It might take a while because your back has been extending. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe into our spine and just let that forward flexion happen. Keep feeling the spine expand. You can really feel it. It doesn't feel solid anymore. It should feel liquidy or like a worm. And then come up just to change the cross of your feet and down again. And then roll up. Yeah, it feels good, right? All right, coming up to standing. So you can move your chair. We're going to use our chair again in just one more exercise. And we're going to repeat just the standing work, one of them. Because today I want to get a little bit the passive camels for hip and quad stretch. All right. Put my headband back on. Thanks to Joanne, I have this because for some reason I just can't ever remember to get anything to deal with my hair. My mother would be not that happy with me. All right, so take your feet, hip width. Take your hands on your pelvis. Now, you can do either interlace your fingers and slide, or you can put your thumbs kind of on the PSIS, back of the pelvis, and use that. I think I'm going to use my hands going this way, just so that I can feel this, because we didn't do this one today. We're only going to do this right now. So take your sit bones and drive down, right? And so I'm taking my hands and I'm pushing down, and forward. All right. Now, as I do that, I feel my low back kind of kinking. Don't let that happen. Pull your stomach. So the whole time our pelvis is forward, but we're trying to feel almost a posterior tilt. It's not really that. You're just trying to keep your pelvis vertical. All right, then I'm going to interlace my fingers, stretch them to straight, right? Feel those ribs go up. We're only going to do one of these because I'm running out of time. So think about what we just did with the chair. You could feel the shoulder blades sliding underneath your rib cage, right? So we're inhaling, pushing the ribs up, pulling the shoulders back. You know, you can, all that work that we did with the strap has allowed us to have a lot more room in the chest. So we're going to look straight up. Inhale, chest goes forward, out, and up. Exhale, pull your stomach up. Keep pushing the ribs straight up to the ceiling. Keep the legs straight, but keep tucking the tailbone and the sit bones into the backs of the legs. So we're trying to get as much rotation as we can in the chest. The chair helped us with that. And then that stomach, sit bone, pushing into the hips allows that pelvis to rotate a little forward. Keep going. You should feel nothing in your low back at all. Every time you inhale, feel the ribs push up. One more. Come to vertical. Hands stay on your hips. Bend the knees. Forward fold. Feel the pelvis and the hip sockets go the other way. Make your neck nice and straight, so pull the jaw in. Push your chest forward. I'm just going to hold this position. Pulling the sit bones back. It's for the hips. Your torso can keep going down. Just don't let go of that nice flat line. And then hands to the ground. Stretch your legs to straight. Try to keep that nice fold in your hip. Breathe. Wiggle your feet in if you want. Alrighty, make sure the knees are nice and lifted. Lengthen out. And come to vertical. Alrighty. That feels good. Okay. Take your chair and put it up against something. I'm putting mine up against my railing. It can be a wall. You can put it up against the back of your couch. Anything that won't tip over. Alright, and then you're going to need your strap. Possibly another drink. Drinking a lot of water today. Alright, so coming down into the front of your chair, you're going to tie your knees together with this strap. Moving a little slow here. All right. So, don't tie it too tight. When you sit back, you should still have like a fist between your knees, all right? Now, so the strap is keeping that front line for us parallel. And this is for people like me whose legs just really want to go open because this outside line is so tight. So you don't want, like, you can't fix everything at one time. So, you know, you're going to feel a pull into your knee. Sometimes I describe this as a stabbing pain, which it can be, right? Because it's not that comfortable. But you don't want it to be that bad. So open up your strap a little bit and then go kind of in degrees here, all right? Now, we're sitting in a hero. Our spine is up against the chair. So what we're going to do is push our pelvis up and forward so that we can actually relax our system, our thighs, everything in this particular position, which is going to be a camel. So I'm going to come up here, walk my knees back a little bit. And then I'm going to put my sacrum against my chair. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit for me. It's not staying. There we go. And then I'm going to start leaning back. So it's against my sacrum. So I'm trying to flatten my waist out, right? You want to just get this so that you feel the stretch in your hip sockets and in your thighs. If it hits too high, it's just going to be just increasing that lumbar curve, which we don't want to do. So I'm going to actually come back just a little bit more. Now, we don't have perfect things, right? The chair isn't perfect. It doesn't fit every body. So we got to mess around with it a little bit. So you're just going to use the edge of that chair to take yourself back. Keep tucking your tailbone under. And we're just getting this nice stretch here, right? How long are we going to be here? Oh, a while. So now, if you push out on that strap a little bit, you should be able to tuck your tailbone under just a little bit more. Now, you can hold the legs of the chair. That's the best thing, because if you hold on to the legs of the chair, or if you put your hands on two blocks, as my hands can't reach the ground, or if you're on the couch, I put my elbows on the couch so that you can push down into your arms and get that chest up, right? Now, if I lift it up enough, my head will hit the back railing. That's what we would like. Can you get your head either on your wall or on the back of that chair? But don't make it so that you can't stay here, right? Because we're going to stay just in this position one more minute. What's that position? Driving the sit bones down, pulling our pubic bone up, trying to get the stretch in the sockets, trying to keep that waist nice and long, and then we're lifting our chest up, and then we just want to relax. So now we're going to relax everything but the sit bones. The sit bones are still going to keep going into the backs of your legs. So just try to relax everything but the sit bones, and then we're going to let those go here in another 30 seconds. Now let the sit bones go, and you can put your hands on the wall if you want, or you can put them on the backs of the chair. I'm going to put my hands right here. And now we're going to push ourselves forward. So you're going to either push off the wall or just take your hands on the chair and push forward. Just push forward. Feel those sit bones go down. Yep, that's all. Just push forward. So if your hands are on the wall, then your upper back is in way more of a curve. We've been working towards that. Some of you might have your head on the chair in the back, right? Just holding this another couple seconds, right? Feeling that drive. So what are we trying to do here? Well, you've pushed yourself forward with your arms. See if you can just let your quads go, right? Because kind of the trick here is, can you get the back line of your legs to work, glute and hamstrings, without contracting the quad? You think, well, that's pretty easy, right? No, it isn't that easy. That's one of the problems with this. People like to go to engaging that quad right away. Now, if you press right here, open on that strap, you might feel your pelvis come forward even a little bit more, because that's kind of it's engaging that side line. So that's your IT, tensifascial lata, right? The abductors. All right, just feel that. Feel your sit bones going under, all right? Now, we're going to just release that. Walk your knees forward rather. Come to a sit, just a sit. Feel the hips fold, all right, and then come forward into a down dog. We're going to do just one more of those. Tuck the toes, press up. And then coming back down. All right. Put your sacrum or tailbone up against that chair, all right? Tuck your tailbone under, and then just let that whole torso go back. Feeling this line stretch. Press out on the strap. Hold on to the chair legs, head back, or just head right here, breathing and letting that front line stretch. Now, if you have a nice bendy back, if your hips are really open, your head is back further, you can actually walk your knees a little further and get your head right on the chair. But what we're trying to do here is we're just trying to figure out how not to grip everything and just how to let certain things open. What are we trying to open? Sockets, quads, all right? And we're trying to keep the line working underneath. So I keep taking my sit bones and pushing them forward. You can see me leaning back. That's the action that I want to take me to go back. because really gravity will take you back. What we have to watch here is that we're not caving into that low back. We want that low back to be long, so you can't let your belly go, because you're trying to tilt back in this one piece through the waist, and then you can let your upper back go just a little bit more if you want, all right? So now we're just going to relax in this position. Now, on this next push-up, you can put your hands on your wall, on the back of your chair, on the legs. All right, so we're just going to put our hands where we want them to be and push forward. Yep, I'm going to try to get my arms straight. Push my pelvis over, my knees. Chest is lifting. Breathe. It's hard for me to talk with my head back, so I have my head up. Your head doesn't have to be up. Couple more breaths here, pushing forward with your arms. Now push open on the strap and feel your whole pelvis come forward and then come on up to vertical. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold our hips over and unstrap ourselves. And then this round, tuck your toes. Press back down dog to just give that nice long line to the knees. Push the sit bones up. And then walk yourself back and sit on your chair. And then hang forward through your legs. It's a really big forward flexion from the hips. Your low back will feel good. Now, if you'd like more, although this is a nice hang, you can just slide right off of your chair into a squat, right? So I'm going to be here in this squat. The squats feel better on my hips, but either way, just hanging off your chair or in this squat to just get the hips flexing, countering that extension that we just did on the chair. All right, so lift your hips up, whether you're on the chair or in a squat, come to straight, pull the knees. We're only going to be here for a breath or two, just to make sure that your knees are good. And then come on down to your mat. Your chair is right here. All right. So, if you don't have a chair, just be on the front of your couch. Put your heels on your chair and push your pelvis up. Just get yourself as high as you can. I'm actually holding on to the legs of my chair, so that's going to help me roll my shoulders under. Relax your neck. Feel the backs of your legs work. Breathe here a minute. Now, put your hands underneath your pelvis and shoot up into a shoulder stand if you want. If you don't want, roll down. We're only going to stay here for a minute or so. Just keep pushing up. Relax the upper back. So if you're in shoulder stand, then just let yourself fold and then roll slowly with control. Let your legs, calves hit the chair. Might have to roll out a bit. And we will take our final rest right here. And release the whole spine, pelvis, head, neck into the ground. And breathe. Alrighty, big inhale. Pull your legs down and roll to your right side. And come to sitting. Alright everybody, that's it for this morning. I hope you feel as good as I do. Thank you for your support. And enjoy the beautiful day. Namaste.